Hey everyone, welcome back to Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and boy, do we got a doozy for you today. We got Giant Size X-Men #1. Remember when that used to mean something? Giant Size X-Men #1. It's one of the most collectible comics of its time. It's just being used by Marvel to sell 5 different new Giant Size X-Men #1 comics, all #1s all the time, while Marvel continues to prey on fans with the X-Men. Yeah, let's talk about this. But before we do this, I want to show you something. I found this interesting. This is a website I use, leagueofcomicgeeks.com. I use it to track all my polls, see what comics are coming out. It's got some cool community features. You can put on reviews, talk about comics if you want. I don't use it too much for that, but it's kind of neat that it's there. You can also catalog. It's got your own comics. You can keep track of what comics you've pulled and things like that. It's a pretty cool site. I use it all the time, and I recommend you check it out as well. If you do use it, you can add me. I'm Ash1138. And you can see, my usual up there in the top right corner, you can see. Anyways, so new comics released every week. You can go to the new comics section and you can filter out just by publishers if you want. So this is last week, 226, and this default sorting is by members pulling the book. So what that means is if you're a member, you can basically put it on your virtual pull list. And every week it'll show you what comics on your pull list are coming out, so you know what to go to the store and what comics you should be getting. I use that. That's how I do every week. You can print it out. It's got a really cool printable format, etc. Anyways, it sorts out the new comics according to the members pulled. So you can see here, Detective Comics 1020 is the most popular book by users of this website. It's obviously not definitive. This is just a small sample size. But I did find this interesting. As I was looking for the book, Detective Comics 1020 is the first, Spain Spider-Man 40. Okay, scrolling down, okay, X-Men's in 4th place. It's okay. Going down, okay, Sex Criminals is pretty high. Look at 2,000 people pulling that. Oh, it's above, yeah. But where's Giant Size X-Men? Where's Giant Size X-Men? There it is, in 20th place. 20th place, Giants. Are you kidding me? Giant Size X-Men, a #1 issue of X-Men, is 20th place. Could it be that fans are on to you, Marvel? That they know that this is a big scam? I mean, you're 1 above Power Rangers. You're 2 above Black Panther by Ta-Nehisi Coates. What a sad, sad day for X-Men. All right, let's go back to the book. This is supposed to be a quick review, and it should be. This is a silent issue, and it's very good because it's obvious that Hickman phoned this one in. Just listen to this text on the first white page. The island nation of Krakoa requires defense, and one of its greatest protectors is a mutant named Storm. A longtime defender of mutant kind, Storm recently fought Orcus and the Children of the Vault with the X-Men. That's it. That sounds like what a 3rd grader would write. Like, it's just real basic. Anyways, after 3 pages of just devoted to nonsense. By the way, this is Giant Size X-Men. The whole reason I even was going here. This is a $5 book because it's giant sized. 36-page comic. That's not giant size. It's $5. Okay, keep that in mind as we go back to this comic. $5. Look at this art. People tell me, oh, Russell Dauterman is such a great artist. Are you effing kidding me? This is freaking terrible. This is something I'd expect better at Boom Studios. This is awful. If it wasn't for a somewhat decent colorist, this looks like a coloring book. Okay. And we see some kids flying around. Ha ha! Catch me if you can. Oh, look at the flowers. It makes an X. It's so cute. Oh, look. And then the panels all have flowers. It's so pretty. I just feel my freaking testosterone draining as I read this book. And the kids come around and it's Storm. Oh, she's laying on the ground bleeding. Look at this. What the, it's just, I don't know if that pose is possible, but whatever. So we come to this page. Now, I had to break out my handy dandy X-Men decoder ring to read this. And I debated. I was like, should I bother? I'm doing a review. I guess I should. And it's a good thing because I would have had no clue because the book doesn't tell you. And it's actually integral to the story. It says the first line is silence. The second line is psychic recovery in progress. I believe I'm doing this by memory. I decoded it a little while ago. But that's the gist of it. So, okay. So we come up to the scene here and we see Scott and Jean hand in hand walking. Oh, look. Wait, I thought Scott was with Emma. What's going on? And then they're walking, and then next we see Jean's now kissing Logan as Scott just stands there like a total cuck. Now, some people go, oh, God, stop using that word, Ash. Like, I'm so tired of the word cuck. But no, I mean, that's what it means. This is what... This is it. When your wife is kissing other men while you watch, generally cuck is for, having sex with other men while you watch. But essentially, you just stand there and look at him. Like, look at his pose. It's just... And so he's just kissing him on the cheek. That's no big deal. All right. Well, maybe you say. And then Emma with her expressionless mannequin face. And then Jean's walking away, look over her shoulder. And now Scott's rubbing Wolverine's shoulder. Now, if you read X-Men number 7, you know that Hickman alluded to these two being, a little bit more than friends, shall we say. Yeah. And so they're walking, and the flowers move away so they can go through. And Emma puts her finger, silence. That's what that word is up here, in case you can't read, silence. And then they go inside, and we see Storm laying down. Now, this whole book pretty much is mostly a silent issue. And you're going to see, not only does Russell Dauterman's illustration, is it weak, he does not have good sequential storytelling skills, which is absolutely necessary when you tell this kind of story. Frank Miller famously, well, at least was famous at the time, did a silent issue of Sin City back in the day called Silent Night. It was kind of a cool Christmas special, it was tie-in, and it was a whole issue, it was all silent. And I encourage you, if you can find that copy, to read that. It is a clinic on how to tell a story with images, not needing words. Dauterman does not have this. There's no cinematic flow here, and that's what sequential storytelling should do. It should tell a story with your eyes, not just showing you pictures that you have to interpret like hieroglyphics, but show you cinematically. And he's not good at doing that. The camera changes harsh angles all the time. And then we get this weird imagery here, which, okay, I guess some psychic is going on. Now they're in a psychic world. And there's a big tree, I guess. And then all of a sudden we go from, hey, we're sliding down this little cliff, and then boom, we're in front of weird, two weird sphinx cat things. I don't know. And then because he's not skilled at communicating, he has to actually put in hieroglyphics. So, like here, and then he's got to spell out friends. And look at this expressions. Why is Jean Grey just staring at the camera? I swear he's just terrible. And then Jean Grey swirls some dust and makes them hug. Now, this is the closest he gets to actually telling a visual story here. On this page, we can see she's swirling the dust. The dust forms into two people hugging. Then we see the smile. I like the overlapping frames here, the panels. And then another one stares at Jean Grey, or Emma Frost, angry, and she, oh, I don't know, and she does an image of villains instead of friends, to which makes them form into snakes and attack. And why does she do this? Who the F knows? Then her head slams, and then we get the word help. So again, when you have to spell things out in words because your images can't tell the story, you shouldn't be doing a story in just images. But that's just me. My real problem here is that the art isn't even appealing to look at. So I'm being forced to pay $5 for a 50% extra issue. It's not even a giant size. It's like medium sized. It's like now with, when you get the candy bar, it's like now with 20% more. Like that's what this is. And look at this picture here of Emma punching the fang of the snake. Look at that pose. There's no dynamicism to this at all. It's just such an awkward. Kuro. Sorry, that's my dog. She decides, I'm going to do the squeaky toy during the review. She was sleeping, and I thought, oh, well, that'll be appropriate. She's going to snore through the video, as probably half the people watching are doing the same thing. I don't know what's going on. It's about to bite its head, and something happens here, and I can't even make out what that is. Don't know what that is. But then we see Jean Grey. Oh, look at that smirk. Look at that. Oh, that annoyed smirk. That looks completely traced. And then a full page spread devoted to this. And she just uses her power to mess everything up. And look at this body here. That does not look like a superhero. And like, I get it, not everyone's Jim Lee, but seriously, like, do we have to draw just average woman bod? Like, this is comic books. Do we not understand the medium that we're doing, Marvel? Have we forgot everything that Stan Lee and Jim Shooter taught us? And then some stuff happens. They get on a flying butterfly elephant because, yay, why not? And then they come to the tree and storms the tree, and then there's weird psychedelic nonsense. And then, put our heads like more psychic stuff, and then we come to this egg, and there's weird techno-y stuff on the ground, and the egg's open, and it's like, again, metal, because we can't talk. So we're doing it silent, but I can't actually communicate what we're doing because I don't know how to do it in pictures. So we got to put the words in anyway. Machine, metal, machine. Oh, okay, they're communicating, and they see a flower, and I'm interpreting this as the techno-organic virus at this point. Look at this. Oh God, I just want to punch both of them so bad. But of course, that would make me a misogynist, and I would be a sexist, and I would be whatever else I'm guilty of for hitting women like you don't do. Of course, women are equal. We still can't hit them. They're equal, but more equal. And then so they're whatever. I don't even know what's going on. They're pulling on stuff, and then all these teeth come out of the goop, and Storm is there. Oh, Storm, and yeah, Jean's so happy, but not Emma, because Emma's never happy. Storm looks scared. Oh no, what's going on? And then she's a robot. And save me, she says. Again, silent brigade just spells it. And then outside, Cyclops and Wolverine. Wolverine is sniffing a flower. This is God. What happened to the X-Men? And why are Wolverine and Cyclops here? Oh, that's right. So that they can be useless men, because men are useless in modern society. Women do everything. And they come out and say, the children of the vault gave Storm a machine virus that's going to kill her in the next 30 days. We ought to talk. That's it. Now, this would be dramatic, maybe. Ooh, Storm's going to die. Well, first of all, she's died already in the past. She came back. Second, no one dies anymore. Remember? Do Do you remember that they get resurrected? So Storm's got a machine virus. That sucks. Guess we'll just have to resurrect her. And why do we care that people are dying? I just read an X-Men issue where literally they're sending the kids off to this thing, the Crucible, to get murdered by Apocalypse, and everyone cheers on in the violence and the horror spectacle of it all. This is nothing. This was a complete waste of time. Complete waste of time. People argued when Tom King did his little silent issue with the Joker or whatever. People argued that was terrible. And oh my God, it's a waste of money. I was done in 2 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. This is worse. This is a complete. This wasn't an issue of X-Men. This wasn't like, oh well, here's an interlude issue. This was giant size X-Men #1, folks. Let's go back to Len Wein and Dave Cockrum's giant size X-Men #1. Back, when was it? In the 60s? I don't even know if it was the 60s or 70s. It was right around that the time changed. I want to say it was 67. I don't know. Eric Breen will know in the comments. I could look it up, but I'm not going to do it right now. That was a monumental issue. That changed everything. They didn't know it was going to be what it is today, but they knew it was a change, at least in the big story. The old X-Men were captured on the island of Krakoa, by the way, and they had to get a whole new team of X-Men, all new, all different, and go and rescue the old X-Men from the arch-villain Krakoa, and rescue them. And then, spoiler alert, they succeeded. Someone did die, Thunderbird, on the mission. So mission meant something. He didn't get resurrected in a pod later. He died. And then they got the X-Men back, and 3/5 of the X-Men decided to quit the team and move on with their lives, and only Scott and Jean stayed. It was a big issue. It had big dramatic moments. It mattered to the story of the X-Men. It just jump-started the series back to life. This just made me want to go back into a coma. This is if X-Men was like this back in the 60s, it would have stayed canceled. This is unforgivable. This is garbage. And I can't believe there's people I know whose opinions I respect very much. And I don't want to degrade anyone. And opinions are just opinions. I know mine is as well. And maybe you're one of these people that but there's people that like this, speaking highly of this. Oh, this is a great book. I don't get it. I honestly think that Hickman has put everyone under a spell and has impressed people so much with his other work that it's put sort of blinders on his fans now and made it very hard for them to see when he doesn't do good stuff, because he's done such good things that when he does something that's trash, instead of your mind going, no, this is trash, you second guess yourself and go, no, this is Hickman. It's got to be good. Maybe I'm just not understanding it all. And I'm guilty. I've been guilty of that in the past too. So I don't know. This has been a long enough video. It's a giant size review video. Aren't they all? Thanks for watching. Tell me what you thought about it in the comments. I'll see you next time.